Hello and welcome back to How About That Crypto. You are watching your daily crypto news and updates with your host, Bitcoin Stylist on Twitter and Bitcoin Hairstylist on Instagram. I am here Monday through Friday and I explain crypto and Web3 while keeping you up to date on all the latest. Today's news stories are 3 more countries are adopting Bitcoin and crypto. I will share these most recent adopters and where they are at in their phase of adoption. But first, if you like or don't like the content, please let me know by leaving a comment below. If you're listening on podcast, please rate me. 5 stars is preferable and follow. If you're watching on YouTube, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell. It helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. And just to be clear and litigious, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You could use the links below to do your own research. More and more countries are moving to adopt and regulate cryptocurrencies. I think this is incredibly bullish and incredibly bullish adoption signal. Remember, I talk on this channel about adoption and risk. And like I told you, I don't think there's adoption risk. I think there's only regulatory risk. So really, I just like paying attention to the rate of adoption, and that gives me hope. And focusing on the regulation gives me anxiety. All right. So this is an incredibly bullish adoption signal. I don't know about you, but a couple times a week, I think, should I sell my crypto? Should I sell it all and put it in USDC and just earn yield? Right now, I have, let's see, 20% or more of my total holdings in USDC earning yield. I'm thinking maybe I should put more. Maybe I should sell it all and split it up between the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC. I have so many altcoins right now. All the research I'm doing says that most of the coins that are around today will not be around in the next bull run cycle. A lot of coins will get shaken out due to the FOMO steam being released. So when the market goes bearish, based on my research, not financial advice, if a coin is able to continuously raise money during bearish times, that is a good sign that will be around during the next bull run and pay off. If they continue to raise money after their ICO, that is a good sign as well. An ICO is an initial coin offering. Think of like when a company goes public and they sell shares. Well, if they're still raising money even before they do that initial launch, that's also a good sign. Now, that would mean that only a handful of coins will survive that I personally know of. Hashtag fearful, maybe. Then I sit down to report the news to you. And what do I have to report? Yes, multiple major moves going on. If this is contagious and game theory plays out, it will continue. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. If you're listening on podcasts, you can use the links below to follow on or just listen up. BBC News reports Bitcoin becomes official currency in Central African Republic. Central African Republic. Oh my goodness. Bitcoin becomes official currency in Central African Republic, or CAR. That is right. Another country adopts Bitcoin as legal tender. They are second out after El Salvador. Boom, right there. Uncle Steve, remember what I said? Well, another country has come into the fold. That said, let's look at CAR. CAR is one of the world's poorest countries, but is rich in diamonds, gold, and uranium. So what does that mean? Does that mean if they're going to accept Bitcoin, all of a sudden Bitcoin and gold, diamonds, and uranium are going to be traded? There's going to be a new spot price based on Bitcoin and not dollars. What? The country currently uses the French-backed CFA franc as its currency, along with most other former French colonies in Africa. There's a really good episode speech from Bitcoin Miami conference. I'll put it in the link below. Let me just write that down. BTC Miami conference. So, and they talk about this CFA franc. It's basically like colonialism still around, and French is anyway. So check this out. Economist Yann Daworo told BBC Afrique it would make life easier as transactions can be made with smartphones, and it was easier to convert Bitcoin to any other currency. Businessmen will no longer have to walk around with suitcases of CFA francs that will have to be converted into dollars or any other currency to make purchases abroad. He also argued that the CFA was not being used to benefit Africa. There are growing calls in several countries for the currency to be dropped by those who see it as a relic of the colonial era, enabling France to continue to exercise economic control. So this is really interesting. You got to watch the speech, the little panel. There's a woman from, she might have been from CAR, Central African Republic, but she was one from one of these countries, and she's using Bitcoin to fight against French colonialism that's still around today with this currency. So I'll leave a link below. Check it out. I'm not going to dive into that. I'm just telling you, Central African Republic is now adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. What do you think? Let me know what your thoughts are. Please comment, leave a comment below. I want to hear from you. And moving on. So this is a really interesting one. Author Anifowushi Ibrahim reports for Bitcoinist. Cuba's central bank announces digital asset license for crypto companies. I think this is very interesting. So here are the details of the licensing. All crypto-related operations would be permitted as long as they did not incorporate digital representations of fiat. You can follow along right there. So I'll start over. All crypto-related operations would be permitted as long as they did not incorporate digital representations of fiat currency, securities, or other financial instruments widely employed in traditional economic models. Service providers who have been licensed cannot stop operating without the permission of the central bank. Any violations of the license will be prosecuted under Decree 363, which deals with administrative violations of banking, financial, and foreign exchange laws. Okay, so one, what does this mean? Service providers who have been licensed cannot stop operating without permission. It's like you apply for a license, but really it's an internment. Like you can't leave the country. Why would I want to do business there? I mean, unless I'm a citizen, I guess, and I'm leaving. But anyway, this is being seen as a great way to bypass U.S. sanctions for remittances. As far as the nation's trade, I don't think we're there yet, just like we found out with the Russian sanctions, but this will help them along their way to create a regulatory framework. It'll also benefit the citizens being able to utilize Bitcoin and crypto for remittances. So I think this is a big deal. Another nation coming into the fold. It's not really a surprise that it's Cuba, and not just another country that is either relies on or has been pushed aside by the US dollar. Whether that's good or bad, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying I'm here for crypto and I want prices to go up. And that means I want adoption. That means that like the most obvious adopters are going to be people that don't trust the dollar or have been oppressed by the dollar. And, if you don't like those used choice of words, please share with me a better way to say that. But I would also like to hear your thoughts. Please comment below, and I am moving on. All right. Author Cassio Guson reports for Cointelegraph. Brazil's Senate approves Bitcoin law to regulate cryptocurrencies. It's a historic day for cryptocurrencies in Brazil, as the Senate has finally approved the country's first bill aimed at regulating the crypto market. All right. Well, how about some details? Like, how about that crypto? Check this excerpt out. This gives you a little bit more information. Let's see. This is all right here. Brazil's Senate has passed the country's first bill governing cryptocurrencies in a plenary session, whatever that means, which will set the stage for the creation of a regulatory framework of the country's crypto industry. The bill must be approved by the Chamber of Deputies and then signed off by President Jair Bolsonaro to become law in the country. This is expected to occur by the end of 2022, according to experts who spoke with Cointelegraph Brazil. Okay, so just like in the USA, there are multiple steps to go through, but this bill was introduced in 2015 and just deliberated and voted on. That's huge. Hashtag adoption is coming. Hashtag adoption is here. And the author also goes down towards the end of the article and talks about how there's no expectation of resistance, and this bill should definitely go through. Hold on one second. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. Anyway, um, okay. So Brazil is a massive country. Excuse me. Brazil is a massive country, and this is a really big deal that they're getting into the point where it says finally approved the country's first bill so one as they regulate the markets, it's a really big deal. So check this out. This author says that Brazil created a complete tax exemption for importing ASIC mining devices into the country. What? This is huge. So an ASIC mining rig is a Bitcoin mining machine. They are machines specifically built to mine Bitcoin. They're like, when you see all the pictures of Bitcoin miners and it's like tons of like servers in a big ass room, that's what these things are. So there's a theory on control of Bitcoin mining hash rate. It says that no one nation is going to want another nation to have 51% or more of the hash rate. The more control over the Bitcoin mining hash rate is just like the Bitcoin mining power. The more control over the mining power, the more influence a country in theory could yield, although that doesn't make any sense to me because you need 91% of all miners to agree to change the protocols. But what better way to keep Bitcoin decentralized and out of the hands of others by making sure that you have plenty of people mining Bitcoin in your backyard? So this is something else that supports this theory that this is what's going on. Bernardo Schuchman, senior vice president of the digital currencies division of the American mining company CleanSpark, pointed out that the cryptocurrency market needs specific regulations so that institutional investors who are averse to risk feel encouraged and protected by investing in crypto in South America's largest country. He said regulation is very welcome, and the trend is for Brazil to follow the largest economies in the world and facilitate the mining of these coins on Brazilian soil. Boom, right there. So Brazil does not want America controlling everything. Ever since China banned it, all the majority of miners, like USA, controls the majority of the computational mining power. So now Brazil wants to have some of it themselves as a form of security. And there's no, like I said, there's not supposed to be any sort of resistance for the Bitcoin regulation laws to pass. So what does this mean? This means that institutional money is going to want to get in, and that we're going to see an increase in Bitcoin mining, which just supports the underlying value or concept of value for Bitcoin is called faith. Faith that they're, just like I talked yesterday, why is Goldman Sachs giving out loans backed by crypto? It's because the value of Bitcoin is now being finally seen. Everyone's like, nothing's backing Bitcoin. Yeah, but like, what backs gold? Faith, history, that backs gold. So Bitcoin has new faith and new history. And what do you think about this? Is this all trending? Is this just a little fad? It's going to die out as the economy dips into recession? Probably, maybe not. Probably not. I don't know. What do you think? I think that this could speed the adoption of something like Bitcoin up. All the other currencies, I don't know, because they're going to still need to continue to raise money to build out their projects and build out their networks. So they're only the well-capitalized ones are probably going to make it before the developers start leaving and going on to other projects. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you think that today's news is a big deal? What are you holding? Are you scared? Do you think that a recession is coming? Do you think crypto is going to be negatively affected? If you do, or if you don't, which ones do you think are going to perform the best? My prediction is over the summer, we're going to see a shit show. All right. I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below, rate me, and subscribe. It helps support the channel. Doesn't cost you anything. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Huddle on.